Hi everyone, I am back for video 137 of 365. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety. And today, I still have a frog voice, please excuse it. I no longer have the 102-degree fever. It is probably about 99 as of this morning, so just a very low grade fever and just a little stuffy now. My 3-year streak of, not being sick was broken, and I swear it has something to do with that quantum healing session I had on Friday. I swear it does. It set off so many, synchronicities that happened throughout the week. And it set off also not only being sick, but I got triggered the other day when I was out and about, and this old wound got brought up. And I haven't felt that in probably 20 years. It really took me back, not just like back to last week or something. It was like I had to really examine it and be like, oh my God, this was there from like probably, oh gosh, probably when I was a teenager, like late teens. It took me back to that feeling, maybe late teens, early 20s. And which that was a very emotional time for me, late teens, early 20s. That was probably like, there was about a 5-year period in there that was really rough. And I'm sure a lot of people go through that at that time, 18 to 22-ish, around that time. Yeah, there was a lot going on. And so the trigger popped up and I was like, oh my gosh. And I got my feelings hurt because I felt misunderstood and I felt like it felt like injustice. Like I've always felt like people misunderstand me because I would think that I was being a good person always, and like people would mistake something that I said, and I never meant it that way. I was just like asserting myself or something, and it always got taken the wrong way. And so I had this belief inside me that people misunderstand me or people misjudge me or something like that, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to get on YouTube for the longest time, because I felt like people were going to judge me or, which I really haven't received anything like that, which has been so nice. And everyone's been so kind. And I love that, which probably means I've changed something inside myself, obviously. And so that's why self-concept is so huge, because it shows you where your wounds are. Like all your triggers around you are gifts. If you have somebody that is trying to get your goat, don't put your goat out there. First of all, don't put that button out there to be pushed, because if you put your button out there, somebody is going to inevitably push it. So you got to decide, like, what are my buttons? What are the buttons that I'm putting out there that I'm letting people push? Because you're the only one doing it to you. And life is happening through you. Remember, it's not happening to you. And you get to decide what you're experiencing. And so if you just, even if you don't believe that yet, make this be like, this is your lab. This is your experiment, your lab experiment. You are your own lab experiment. And everything that you're thinking and feeling and believing about yourself is going to project out, and you're going to see evidence of it. So go to the source, which is you. You're creating it. So if you're the source, you get to decide what you're thinking and feeling and how you behave and all of that. And so specific people in our lives, that's one of the biggest topics, is relationships, of course, out there. And I was speaking with someone about this today. We were working together on relationships, and we talked about how, somebody shows up and you don't know if you want to be with them anymore. You're just not sure. This person, I was like, I feel like you're at a 60% in, 40% out. And they were like, yeah, that's about right. So if you're not 100% in, you're going to see this person being very wobbly around you. Like you're just going to see them wobble. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see them mistreating you, perhaps. You're going to see them making ridiculous pokes at you, like trying to argue with you maybe for no reason. And my whole thing is like, be curious about it, laugh about it, have fun with it. Go within, go back to self. Remember that you are pure love, pure joy. That is our birthed, if I can talk right, birthed state is pure love. Like we're just love, and then we become abused, or these things happen to us throughout our childhood. And so if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you were abused, let's say, and you took on these false beliefs about yourself, like you made your little brain that didn't know how to process, properly yet until we're an adult, we don't process properly. So your little brain said, I must not be good enough. I must not matter, those types of things. Well, if you never change those beliefs about yourself, you're still operating as that child today. Like that little child is in you and you're susceptible to being triggered by your outside world, of course. So it's really fun to kind of look back and make it fun. Don't make it something that's complicated or that you don't want to do. And you don't even have to go back there if you don't want to. Don't do something that you don't want to do. Like, have fun with it, be curious, but don't hurt yourself in the process either. Like if it's going to hurt you to look back, like there might be some other work that we could do that I could help you with somehow. Like there's got to be something else. Like I just try to get people to, like, if I can't get them in the front door, we're going to go in the side door to the back door, however we get you in there. But I find it to be fun to look at the patterns of my life and examine how I was thinking to get myself there. And it always has shown that I had an assumption about something, about myself. And so anytime somebody's acting a fool around you, just go inside yourself and say, okay, what did that trigger? What am I making this mean about me? But the biggest thing is, like, are you going to decide to go all in or not on yourself? Are you going to decide to 100% change your thoughts that you're thinking dominantly on a daily basis? Are you willing to do that for yourself? Because if you're not, you got to be honest about it. Because some people like the drama that is created because they might not feel alive without it. That's something to really get honest with yourself about. Am I avoiding changing myself because I'm comfortable here with the drama? Do I like the drama? Does it make me feel less bored with the drama? Like you have to examine what your motives are behind some of these things, because it's almost very subtle. It's like we think one little thought and we think that it's not causing something, but it really is. And people can feel your energy. And so it's really, it's very helpful to go within yourself and examine, like, do I have any hidden anger or rage or hate or anything in there that could be dominantly projecting out that I don't even know about? And it's what you're assuming about yourself and what you're assuming about other people too, because what you assume about somebody else, they are going to act that way. And so practice it. It's very subtle. It's like, sometimes we don't think that we're being, what's the word? Like, resentful or something. Like we don't even know we're holding resentment in for somebody. And we just kind of like we pop off with some comment. Well, that comment wouldn't even come out of your mouth if you didn't feel resentful and you weren't carrying that assumption in yourself or that emotion in your body. Like you wouldn't even say those things. Like, and I mean, pop off with a comment that is passive aggressive or, trying to poke at somebody. Like there's no need to poke unless you're feeling something inside. And I don't mean like the jokes and stuff, like the playfulness and things like that. Like that's totally something different, but that's like fun with your person or your friend or whoever you're talking to. But I'm talking about the actual like pokes, the passive aggressiveness. Passive aggressiveness, of course, is like not being able to speak your truth and not being able to say what you're really wanting to say. It's these little things. And if you're not able to say what you want to say, you have to look inside and say, well, what is that? What am I making that mean about me? Like, why can't I just be myself? And that's another thing. Like, are you going to be your true, authentic self? Or are you going to be this person with a mask on because you feel like you're going to get blamed, in trouble, criticized, judged? You got to watch out for what mask you're wearing, and you got to decide when you're going to take that off and actually become your true self. And whoever is meant to match you is meant to be, that's who will be with you. But you've got to create the standard for yourself and keep that energy high, and don't dim yourself down. Don't dumb yourself down. Don't keep yourself small. I think we do that a lot too, because we feel like we're going to be judged I know when I was younger and something good would happen to me, I would have like some people be very happy for me, and then others wouldn't say a word, and you could tell they were jealous or whatever the feeling was. And so, I think we all kind of experience that sometimes, but I had a dominant assumption, probably from my family, that if I succeed or I become big, that I am better than other people or something, because I was told that by my family. And so that carried that just, I had this assumption that I've got to remain on this particular level, and I can't go above that, or else I will be judged and I will be mistaken. And that will feel like injustice to me. And so in order to avoid those complicated feelings that don't feel so good, let's just stay small. And that's not who I want to be. So I encourage you to just keep examining what you're thinking dominantly about yourself, and take it back to self. I kept saying to this person, I was like, back to self, back to self, back to self. Anytime you're looking externally at what, you got what is itis, as Esther Hicks would always say, like, what is itis? You're like hypnotized by what is outside of you. And you're thinking that that's the truth when it's just a reflection of who you're being inside. You could change it at any time. It can literally change overnight. It can change before your eyes. I've seen people transform before my eyes as I've shifted how I felt inside. It is crazy how fast it can happen. Sometimes it's the next day. Sometimes it's the next week. It just depends. I don't have an answer on why that particularly is that way. I'm not that smart. There's way smarter, quantum physicists that might have some answers. But yeah, I have my own things that I've done, and that's kind of what I teach from. And the things that I think are cool and that I believe, that's kind of like how I teach. But yeah, you just examine what you're thinking, feeling, decide to go all in. Don't believe what's going on out there. Believe what's going on in you. That's the main thing. Like, only believe what's going on inside you. Do not look at anybody else for answers. You don't need their answers. You can get them if you want for validation, but validate yourself. Know that you're the source. You have all the power to create anything you want. You can do it by just deciding, I'm not going to touch this hot stove over here that's going to burn me. I'm going to decide to go over here. Gently just bring your little inner child that is still there, that is hurting from a long time ago, and just take their little hand and say, we're going over here now. We're going to the new self, because the old self served us already, and it's not serving us anymore because we're an adult now, and we can decide how we're going to live. We don't have to live under somebody else's rules anymore. We get to decide how we feel about ourselves now. Now that we know this information, we can do better now. We can feel better now, and have better, and be better. And so that's when you decide to shift your identity over to that person that is better and feels better and has all the things that you want, and most importantly, feels the best you've ever felt. That's what I go after. It's like the manifestations are crazy great to have, and they will come. Your spouse will come. Your child will come. Your house will come. Your job will come. Your millions will come. That stuff is great, and it will come to you if you want it. But you have to want to feel good first. That has to be your number one job, is to feel good. Because if you don't feel good, you cannot expect something else to make you feel good. A person when you say, I need this, I need that to feel good, your power is gone. It's just completely gone. And saying like, I'll be happy when, I understand why we say that. Of course, I've said that before too. Like, I'll be happy when this thing is done. But I noticed that I kept having things pile up. And I was like, well, okay, when these 10 things are done, then I'm going to feel better. But then the thing is, there's another 5 more things that are going to be piled on every single day, possibly, or every week. There's going to be something in limbo always, almost. And so I decided I need to feel good now, no matter how many things are in limbo. And when you get to that point, I promise you feel so much better just in general. And it takes away, like, in my opinion, it heals like all mental illness. I just feel that way. Like, when you train your mind a certain way, like to think a certain way, it can just heal so many things because you're changing internally. And if you don't change what you're thinking and believing about yourself, then you're going to experience the same disorders. It's just going to happen because your brain is feeling scattered and disordered. So therefore, we're going to have, scattered energy. We have no focus at that point. So remember to have an intention and have an elevated emotion that you marry with it. You marry those together. My intention is I want to feel good. That is this is my new identity. This new person feels good. And so what am I going to align to get there? What am I going to align? My thoughts, my feelings, my behaviors. How would that person think and feel and behave? And how would I feel if I actually had that and I was that person already? So really keep those things in mind and decide to go all in on yourself today. I know you can do it. And if you need my help, let me know. I do offer coaching. I will be opening up a membership at some point. Just getting some things together, trying to get better too. I'm gonna feel better and all the stuff. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Please like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to. And I will be back tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.